Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the smart, the genius, the Brad, everybody! Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing, all right? A couple days ago at work, actually, we had a celebration. We had 365 days without a lost time accident at work, which I thought, that's a lot of reverb on that. Anyway, I thought it was really interesting because we're celebrating the lack of something, the lack of an accident. In a weird way, celebrating 365 days without an accident is like celebrating the anniversary of your last big fuck up. Like, you remember when Jonathan got ran over by that tractor trailer? Why don't you come up here and say a word, Jonathan? No? Well, he doesn't really talk in full sentences anymore, but it was a doozy. I just recently had a birthday, and thank you very much. I had this little party for myself, and because you have to throw your own parties when you become an adult, and people brought a bunch of gifts to my party, and I thought that was kind of bizarre because, well, when you're like 8 years old, a party, and when they bring gifts, they're like, it's a celebratory thing, it's really pretty cool. But when you're 39, it feels more like a going away present. Like, use this while you still can. Alright. And one of the gifts I got from where I work was a gift card. I got a $10 gift card to REI. They bought me 1/10 of a gift. They didn't buy me a gift, they bought me a commitment. It's like, I bought you a new car, and I even made the first payment. Thanks. Let's see, where was I going? Oh, and another thing about work, they have a bunch of posters all over work. Where I work, they give you the flu shot free, right? And I don't know if you guys are familiar with how the flu shot works. It's, they take the flu, and they kill it, and they insert the dead virus inside of your body, right? And that way, your body can fight the virus and get used to it so it knows how to do it better the next time. But I thought this was kind of weird because how incompetent is your immune system that it has to fight a dead army to win? And what's really weird is sometimes you get sick. So you're fighting a dead army and you almost lose. I was thinking a lot about science and technology because I'm a nerdy kind of guy like that. And I was thinking about technologies that we don't really take advantage of. I heard a study the other day they did research, believe it or not, scientists actually did this. They did research on beer goggles. Does everybody know what beer goggles are? Ryan was just talking about it, where the more you drink, the more attractive the person you're with seems to be, right? And I thought, this is technology we need to be utilizing. I can imagine someone getting pulled over and the cop coming up and the guy saying, I'm sorry, was I speeding, officer? No, you weren't speeding. Was I swerving? No, you weren't swerving. Did I go into the bike lane? No, you didn't go into the bike lane. Well, why did you pull me over? I'm pulling you over for drunk driving. What? Why? You just said I wasn't swerving. No, sir, you weren't swerving, but that ugly chick in the passenger seat was a dead giveaway. And you're not going to lie about that, are you? Speaking about forbidden technologies, I was watching Mythbusters the other day. Is everybody familiar with Mythbusters? Yeah, right. And it was a rerun. It was the one where they were seeing if swearing will actually help you not feel pain, right? So, like, if you stub your toe on the edge of a table or something, and you'll feel the pain less than if you don't swear at all. And this actually is an actual phenomenon. And I thought, this is actually technology we should be utilizing, right? I can imagine a hospital somewhere, walking through the hospital and hearing like, fuck, shit, damn, cunt. I'm like, what is going on in there? Couples counseling? No, that's Lamont's class. Oh, okay. Let's see, where was I going with that? Oh, I was thinking about, I think about everything, obviously. I keep saying that. I was thinking about words, different words, how some words are really bizarre. Virginity, to me, is a really, really weird word because it means the lack of an experience, right? And some people put that on a pedestal, like something that you need to have, the lack of that experience. But we don't have a word like that for anything else. There's no word that means the lack of having a steak, right? There are no sturgeons out there. And you wouldn't go, well, I can imagine being at a dinner, right? And have one person going, oh man, this steak is delicious. Would you like some? No. Are you sure? It's really good. No. I've never had steak before. You've never had steak? You have to try this. Oh, no, I'm saving myself for the perfect steak. The best steak you had is going to be the best steak regardless of when you have it. Just go out there and have the steak. And I can tell you from experience, the first time in the kitchen, you're not going to make the best steak. Or the second time. I was on Facebook the other day. I imagine everybody's familiar with Facebook. And I had a friend of mine who put up a post that said, if we found single-cell life on Mars, we would call it life. If we found a single cell on Mars, we'd call it life. Why wouldn't we call a single cell on Earth life? Right? And this kind of bothered me. Not because I'm not trying to make an argument for whether or not abortion is good or bad, but I don't like bad arguments. If we're going to call single cell life like intelligent life, then I commit genocide every day. And speaking of masturbation, we all know I was speaking of masturbation, right? Do you remember when you were really shamed to be masturbating? The internet has changed that. I remember when I was a child, it's like every time I promised myself that would be the last time I ever masturbated, right? But, holy shit, I forgot that joke, and that's a really awkward place to stop talking. Oh well. Back to Facebook. I think Facebook is really weird. I think Facebook, well, I'll start with telling you this. I'm an atheist, and yeah, that means that I don't believe in God. I don't find the arguments for God compelling. It doesn't mean that I, kick old people or steal candy from babies. That's all a coincidence. What it means is that I don't find the arguments for God that compelling. I don't consider actually, especially Christianity, I don't consider the entire premise compelling. Because what's the premise of Christianity? God sent His Son back to die for our sins. To what? Pay the price for all of our sins. And what's the price for our sins? Eternity in hell, right? Having your skin ripped off, your eyes boiling. Compared to eternity in hell, Jesus just had a shitty weekend. How is that paying for our sins, right? And I don't think that you should believe in something before you have the evidence for it, right? That's why I'm the science guy. I believe you should have evidence for something before you believe in it, not the other way around. If science worked the same way that faith did, well, this is my impression of what that would be like. This is your pilot speaking. We're flying at 50,000 feet. We should be at our destination in about 3 hours. It should be clear skies. Oh, and by the way, I want to remind all of the passengers and the crew of this flight to not stop believing in the power of flight, because we'll fall right out of the sky. You shouldn't have to believe in something before it becomes